is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
First reading.
A reading from the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 16, verses 1 to 10. Paul went on also to Derbe and to Lystra, where there was a disciple named Timothy, the son of a Jewish woman who was a believer, but his father was a Greek. He was well spoken of by the believers in Lystra and Iconium. Paul wanted Timothy to accompany him, and he took him and had him circumcised because of the Jews who were in those places, for they all knew that his father was a Greek. As they went from town to town, they delivered to them for observance the decisions that had been reached by the apostles and elders who were in Jerusalem. So the churches were strengthened in the faith and increased in numbers daily. They went through the region of Phrygia and Galatia, having been forbidden by the Holy Spirit to speak the word in Asia. When they had come opposite Mysia, they attempted to go into Bithynia, but the Spirit of Jesus did not allow them. So, passing by Mysia, they went down to Troas. During the night, Paul had a vision. There stood a man of Macedonia, pleading with him and saying, "Come over to Macedonia and help us." When he had seen the vision, we immediately tried to cross over to Macedonia, being convinced that God had called us to proclaim the good news to them. The word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. John. If the world hates you, be aware that it hated me before it hated you. If you belonged to the world would love you as its own. Because you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. Therefore the world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you, servants are not greater than their master. If they persecute me, they will persecute you. If they kept my word, they will keep yours also. But they will do all these things to you on account of my name, because they do not know him who sent me. The saving gospel of the Lord. My dear friends, anyone who is ready to be disciple of Jesus Christ, today Jesus himself says that we need to be ready to suffer ourselves, to be persecuted. Sometimes this is very hard to accept. But my dear friends, look around the world. How many Christians are being persecuted every day because of his name, because just believing Jesus Christ? We also experienced a similar thing in our country, very recent past. On Easter Sunday, many of our Christians who just went to celebrate the Easter victory with the Lord, being persecuted, being killed. And I feel that's kind of a martyrdom, that they became martyrs of the Sri Lankan church, my friends. The very fact Jesus tells us, because we don't believe and we don't belong to this world, Because Jesus has taken us out of the world, so that the world always hate us, because the world hated him. My dear friends, we see in year 64 to 313, the golden era of the church. Under 10 empires, the whole church was persecuted. It is Mahatma Gandhi who says, don't persecute Christians and don't just destroy their churches, because the more you persecute them, the more they will come together and believe in Jesus Christ. It's true, my friends. Because today Jesus tells us today very clearly, don't be afraid, I'm with you. And they persecuted me, and they will also persecute you. Because what they have done for me will also be done for you. My friends, therefore, we don't need to be afraid to come forward in the name of Christ, to be persecuted by him, by people and by the world. Because the world hates us all the time. Because we are not of the world. We are out of the world. We are being out of the world because Jesus has taken us out of this world. We don't belong to this world. We are not worldly, but we are heavenly. Since we are heavenly, people will definitely persecute us. When they persecute us, let us suffer willingly and joyfully, and come together to be martyrs of the word of Jesus. And we will always have our reward in heaven. We will live, experience eternal happiness. Amen.